notice of Dice Masters Nationals 2018. And up on the stream we have Kevin and Stephane. So, just going to give a quick rundown of their teams as they set up. You guys should be able to hear me at this point, which is good. Alright, so Kevin is running Resurrection and Investigation, as well as his mains are Billy Club, Tool of Justice, Scarlet Witch, Careful What You Wish For, Shriek, Sonic Beam, Green Devil Mask, Lesser Trap, Pseudo Dragon, Paragon Familiar, Zandala Simber, Destined for Greatness, Cosmic Cube, Beyond Imagination, and Yuanti Pureblood, Epic Humanoid. Stephane is running Splinter's Teaching, Unstable Canister, Boom Boom Time Bomb, Staff of the Forgotten One, Scarlet Witch, Careful What You Wish For, Mr. Miracle, The Show Must Go On, Nova Core, One Mind, One Purpose, Morph, Change of Heart, Madame Mask, Nefarious Schemes, Onslaught, Shattered Psyche. So I'm pretty sure that Stephane's main play here is he's trying to get his Boom Boom on board so that he can be swinging in with Morph to trigger Unstable Canister for 2 damage from the canister as well as 2 damage from Boom Boom and see how much damage he can push. He's basically playing what was arguably the predecessor of Attune. We'll see how it pans out for him. I think it's a really fun idea. Whereas Kevin is playing, of course, the standard Yuanti with slight variations, but basically still the standard Yuanti. Some things I should note here is Kevin is actually Kevin was actually the runner-up, I believe, to last year's Canadian Nationals, as well as the year before, possibly. He just kept getting so close. He's usually part of an actual team of players that will prep for the different nationals. That's what happened in the previous 2 years. However, for this year, he'd actually taken a break for a few months and decided a couple weeks ago to come back. And yeah, we'll see how he does. He did not have as much of a team this time because those other players had also taken a break and chosen not to come back. So yeah, I'm happy to have him. And Stephane, of course, is one of our regular players, both at our multi-zone gaming on Thursdays and Game Breakers on Mondays. Of course, I still want to thank Carta Magica for hosting this event. Always happy to be working with them for Nationals or Opens or whatever else. All right. So right now, Stephane is just explaining most of his cards to Kevin because, like I said, Kevin had taken a bit of a break, so he's not as familiar with the cards. Kevin is electing to go first, which is really normal. And they're not aware that they can go. I'll be right back. All right, they're up and running. Yeah, so Kevin just keeps having looks over at Stephane's team because Stephane is running a number of cards that are less standard in the meta, so Kevin's less familiar with them as most of his recent meta referencing has been through other people's streams, which I'm always thankful that there are other groups that stream. In fact, I'm thankful I'm even here streaming, as this is the first Canadian referenced event that has streamed. At least has streamed for Dice Masters the entire weekend. Alright, looks like he's got an Onslaught up and running. I'm just going to get a quick reminder on what Onslaught does, and we'll reference it. Alright, so Onslaught. This is Shattered Psyche. So for reference, what this character does is if your opponent has any active villain characters, Onslaught cannot be blocked. So this is a great counter when you consider the prevalence of Shriek, as well as the reasonable prevalence of Scarlet. Alright, so looks like he pushed in with the Onslaught, and Kevin blocked with a sidekick. And that random die pass across was just because it fell under the table as Kevin was putting it into his bag. Stephane was nice enough to get it for him. Alright, so that was an investigation trigger. Grabbing those 2 extra dice. And investigation for damage. Sorry, investigation for Yuan-Ti Attune damage. I should clear. There's some standard buys. Got a Zendala and a Pseudo to follow up with that Yuan-Ti, especially now that he already has the 3 investigations to get his bag rolling. Or at least 2 investigations. I did not catch if the 3rd was bought by Stephane or Kevin. I'm sure I'll see at some point. Alright, there's a purchase of a Boom Boom and the Staff of the Forgotten One. And for reference, if anyone wants to know, the staff, what it does is it's an action. Until end of turn, when an opposing character die is damaged, KO it. On burst, also until end of turn, if you KO 2 or more character dice, prep 2 dice from your bag. So this is actually a card that Stephane had been looking for a while. Ended up actually getting it from me in a trade, which I'm always happy to trade with our local players, because I'm the let's say, overly enthusiastic person for trying to own everything. I actually personally am trying to still finish off my full foil and non-foil of the last couple sets. I'm pretty close. There's a couple cards I'm missing. Anyways, so I had a spare of the staff, traded it off to him, and I'm really glad to see that he's using it today, because that just proves how much he really wanted to try playing with it. And that was an investigation trigger and a ping. There's another investigation trigger, and now that Zendala's on board, it's 2 damage this time. Kevin's developing a fair bit of board at this point. Oh, Kevin's just simply buying a canister, which is 2 damage on the attune from purchase, thanks to Yuanti. And I expect that canister will be coming back around, because it'll now be doing 4 to 6 damage every time it's triggered. That's the danger of bringing canister. It's a great toolbox item for your own team with the bolt to be able to KO stuff, as well as great thing for damage if you need it, and especially since he's running Morph. Morph loves that double burst phase, but you also run the danger of attune teams buying your canisters and just going in for all that free damage. And just in case anyone watching is curious, I did mention this yesterday as well. I'm currently set up about 12 to 15 feet away from this table that we're streaming from. I'm using a headset mic, so I'm actually just talking in a reasonably low voice, so there is no chance they will hear any of my commentary, and there's no concern that if I make any judgment call, if I make any calls on how I would play, that it will influence them in any way. I pride myself on not interfering in those games. Alright, so now Kevin's got all the attune pieces up, so that investigation just triggered is 4 damage. This may not be good for Stephane at this point, but we'll see what he can do. I'm hoping he buys a Scarlet soon so that he can start countering the investigations a bit. There's some purchases to bring him down, and Kevin's swinging, which I expect is game. And that is game off that final swing. Alright guys, so I'm going to stop the stream again as usual, just for a few moments, and I'll come back with a summary of the round once everyone else is done. Thank you so much for watching. Be back in a bit.